This training is for entering goals into the new NEOGOV Perform application. If you are a new user, you will get an email from NEOGOV with your login information. If you already have a NEOGOV account for the Online Hiring Center, or OHC, your login information remains the same. New users will want to click the link in the email that is sent to them, and it will bring them to this page. Previous users will come to the website login.neogov.com, enter your username and password, and click Login. When you first log in, NEOGOV brings you to the dashboard. You'll want to make sure, if you are a user of the OHC, that you are on the correct dashboard, because you have access to both applications within the NEOGOV website. In order to make sure that you're on the correct platform, up here in the upper left-hand corner next to where it says NEOGOV, make sure that the PE icon is showing for Perform. If it's on OHC, just click the drop down and you can toggle between the different platforms. What we're here to do today is enter our goals. In order to do that, you need to go to your goal dashboard. So you click that, and we're going to be entering our goals that we have created with our supervisor for fiscal year 20. Click Add Goal on the right-hand side, and you're going to put New Goal as your selection, because these goals are specific to us. We don't have a goal library from which that we pull. We have our personal goals that our supervisor set with us. So you'll put the goal title. Obviously, it'll have a more descriptive name than goal number 2, but for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to go with that. Goal type, you'll want to select employee goal. For me and the test environment, this is showing as grayed out, so I can't select it. It defaults to employee goal. If it is not grayed out for you, make sure you select employee goal as your goal type. Goal due date. This is not a required field, but if your supervisor decides that they want you to have the goal completed by a certain date, then you will have established that information and you can click that in here, but the system does not require a due date. Under category, you're going to select department plan or strategic plan. These are pretty self-explanatory, but department plan is if your goal is specific to your department only. Strategic plan would be more for the overall goals of the college and how your goal fits into that. Under assignee, you can either begin typing your name and the system will offer suggestions and you can click on it and have it fill out that way, or you can just click the myself link right next to the box and it will auto-populate with your name. Now, description. This is not a required field by the system, but it is a required field within Blue Ridge. You'll want to make sure that you fill out the details of your goal as established between you and your supervisor. The next section down is additional settings. This is not a required field and the system does default the priority level for this to a medium. You can choose high, medium, or low if you and your supervisor determine there is a priority for your goals. Otherwise, I would suggest just leave it set at the default. The next section down are the reminder settings. These are reminders that you can edit, but the default does have a setup to send you a reminder notice 30 days before, and every day once the task becomes overdue. Again, you can edit these, you can turn them off, but I would not suggest that you do so. Once you've completed everything, all the required fields are filled out, you just click Save. You'll get a successful banner at the top in green that says Goal Created for Employee Successfully. And then you'll notice underneath My Goal Tasks on your dashboard that your new goal is set up here. If you need to edit your goal, under Actions on the right-hand side, click the pencil icon, and it brings up the same field we were just in. So you can put in more information, or maybe you want to change the name of the goal, anything like that. Once you make your edits, just click Save. If you click the name of the goal, that actually allows you to update the progress of the goal. So it has this slide across the top here. Say you do part of it and you think you're about 50% finished, you can slide this here to 50%. You can also type it in if you want, but it'll update that you have completed 50% of your goal and put a comment in there about it. You can, this is pretty much an arbitrary number that you can pick, but you know about approximately how far you've come with your goal and what you've got left to accomplish on it. So you can put notes in here. And then submit updates. When you submit an update, it does go to your supervisor for them to review it. One very important item to note with the goals here, you can edit them as I showed you earlier by clicking the pencil icon, but they cannot be deleted. When a goal is entered by an employee, it then is visible by their manager. The manager then has the option of approving or rejecting a goal. If they reject a goal, then they can delete it. But once the employee enters it, they do not have the option of deleting it. So just something to keep in mind, the system does not allow that. But that's it. Once you've entered all your goals that you established with your manager for the next performance cycle, you're finished, and you can just go up to your name at the upper right hand side and click Sign Out.